Thank you, Mr. Pascual. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce myself again. I am Gemeliel V. Carion. You can call me Gem. And I am a fourth year Bachelor of Science in Information Technology student of Pamantasan ng Lungsod ng Marikina. I will be your speaker for today and medyo mahaba-haba tayong magkakasama ngayong araw. So, meron akong isang minor issue na gusto kong mag-apologize ng mas maaga. And yung issue na yun is yung baka may background noises kayo na marinig dito sa end ko, katulad na may tumahol na aso, may tumilawak na manok, or may sumigaw na kapitbahay. Kasi totoong nangyayari yan sa mga virtual meetings and webinars. Kasi nasa lugar tayo na hindi natin kontrolado yung paligid, hindi katulad kapag nasa classroom tayo or nasa isang lugar na dedicated for seminars na walang tatahol na aso or walang kapitbahay na sisigaw kasi yung facility is for seminars. So let me apologize early for that. Bago ko simulan yung discussion proper, let me greet you guys, lahat ng participants, a very good afternoon. Let me ask you guys a question. Do you use the internet? Kahit walang sumagot, alam ko naman na lahat tayo gumagamit ng internet. We use the internet either for browsing, streaming, gaming, pag-attend ng online classes, webinars, yan, virtual meetings, panonood ng Korean novelas, Squid Game, Netflix and chill, and pag-access ng ating mga social media accounts, yan, number 1 yan, like Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Yan, yung tatlong major yung social media account platforms na access natin. But did you know that computers and devices computer security is currently facing a global concern issue, which is cyberterrorism. Diba, kakatanong ko lang ng gumagamit ba tayo ng internet, gumagamit ba kayo ng internet, ngayon may cyberterrorism na. So, let's discuss first what is cyberterrorism. Cyberterrorism is the use of internet, therefore they use computers and devices connected to the internet to do harmful acts or violent acts to attack computers, networks, and data or information that is inside them. Yung mga personal information natin or company information na nasa computers natin or nasa cellphones natin, yan ang mga sinasubject into cyberterrorism. Yan ang subject ng cyberterrorism. So, who commit cyberterrorism? Sino ba gumagawa nito? Who does cyberterrorism? Anyone with knowledge in utilizing their cyber capabilities, or yung mga marunong sa hacking, marunong sa programs, yan, may mga background sa programs and they can utilize their knowledge. And yan yung mga taong may hostile intent, yan yung may mga masamang balak. Yan yung mga pwedeng mag-commit ng cyberterrorism. They are called cyber-terrorists. Yan, mga amateur hackers, professional hackers, mga empleyado sa IT company na medyo masama ang ugali, yan, mga cyber criminals, yan ang mga nagko-commit ng cyberterrorism. Types of cyberterrorism. There are two types of cyberterrorism, and these are classified as lethal and non-lethal. So, lethal, and yung mga deadly, yan, cyberterrorism that is deadly. So, this is an act to inflict bodily harm or even death. So, dahil may death na involved, may bodily harm na involved, in other countries, it is considered a mortal sin. Example niyan, yung mga hinahack yung aeroplano hanggang sa mag-crash, ganyan. And futuristic cars na hack and yung mga passengers ay nababangga, namamatay, ganyan. That is considered as lethal cyberterrorism. May threat na sa buhay mo, ganyan. And the second one is the non-lethal cyberterrorism. It is an act of cyberterrorism to disclose data, yan, disclosure of data, fund loss. That ang mga example ng non-lethal cyberterrorism. Yung May isang tao, yung e-wallet niya nananakawan or nababawasan ng laman, yan, non-lethal yan. Yung isang tao, na lumabas yung information niya, like yung nanakawan siya ng pirma, makuha yung pangalan niya, saan siya nakatira, birthday niya, mga personal information niya, mga classified information about sa taong yun, non-lethal yan, considered as non-lethal cyberterrorism kasi walang threat sa buhay niya or walang bodily harm na nangyari or hindi siya subjected sa death. Yan. Kaya non-lethal cyberterrorism yan. Common forms of cyber attacks. Denial of service or DOS. Denial of service is an attack that is supposed to overwhelm a system's resources to the extent in which the system cannot respond to legitimate request. Yan yung mga nag-flood ng resources yung isang system para hindi na siya mag-function properly. Katulad niyan yung mga nagda-down na websites, sa dami nang nag-access, ganyan. Madalas yan sa mga anime websites, pag nanonood ka, nagda-down yung website nila, sobrang daming gumagamit ng website nila, hindi na kinakaya ng website mag-hold, kaya hindi na nagda-down siya, nakakailangan pa ng maintenance para mag-run ulit. And isa pa dyan, yung mga computer games, mga server ng computer games, kapag may bagong laro, pina-flood din ng mga maraming user, ng maraming gamers, kaya nagkakaroon ng queuing, gano'n. Yung iba hindi na makalaro kasi puno na yung server, lalo na kapag bago, konti lang yung server, minsan isa lang, napupuno yung server, at sobrang kung makapasok ka man, sobrang laggy na, gano'n, hindi ka na makapaglaro ng maayos. Yan yung mga denial of service. Hindi nila, yung service na supposed na mai-serve ng isang system is hindi niya na mai-serve ng maayos or totally hindi niya na mai-serve sa sobrang dami ng resources na overwhelm na yung system, napupuno, ganon. Kaya katulad nung sa websites, napupuno ng users, o kaya yung sa servers, napupuno ng players, mga computer game servers, kaya hindi na makapaglaro or hindi na maka-access yung iba. Yan yung denial of service. Man in the middle. This attack refers to cybersecurity breach that allows an attacker to spy in the data sent and received between two people, two computers, two networks, or two systems. Yan. Parang nangyayari dyan is may dalawang taong nag-uusap, tapos biglang may isang papagitna para makinig, makichismis. Yan, nagagather siya ng information sa pinag-uusapan ng dalawang tao. Yan ang example ng man in the middle. Kung ganun din sa computer, kunwari may pinapasa kang, may conversation kayo ng katrabaho mo. Tapos, may biglang sisingit sa gitna nyo para malaman yung conversation nyo between sa computers nyo. Nagpapasa kayo ng files, ganyan, ina-access nyo yung files ng isa't isa. Tapos, biglang may makaka-breach dun sa link sa connection yung dalawa, magiging tatlo na pala kayo dun sa connection nyo, hindi lang kayo dalawa, na nakikita yung mga sinesend nyo and nare-receive nyo na files galing dun sa computer na kakonect nyo, ganon. Phishing. A phishing attack occurs when a malicious actor or the attacker sends an email that appears to be from a legitimate and trusted source to gather information about the target. Halimbawa, yun yung mga emails na dumating sa'yo na nanghihingi ng personal information mo or basic information tungkol sa'yo. Madalas din, kunwari, nasa isa kang kumpanya. Tapos, kunwari, yung company nyo magkakaroon ng raffle, ganyan, na lahat ng employee ng company magbibigay lang ng basic information, email siya na nakalagay doon, raffle. Tapos sa na yun, para makasali ka sa raffle, employee ka ng company, mag-fill up ka dun sa email maglalagay ka sa email, magre-reply ka sa email ng basic information mo, kanya personal information, name, age, address, birthday, email account, ganyan, para makasahil dun sa raffle. Pero wala naman palang ganun sa company nyo. Yan mga type ng phishing. gumagather sila ng information gamit yung mga emails, ganyan, text messages, yan, sabihin yan. Tulad yan, yung mga text na you've won 1 million pesos from congressman ganito, to claim, send your details, name, age, address, birthday, ganyan, email, to this number, ganyan. Akala nung iba, totoo kasi talagang legit, may pangalan pa ng congressman, ganyan. Tapos may kukontakin, may nakalagay pa na contact this person para maklaim mo yung premium mo. Ganyan, yan yung mga type ng phishing kapag na-bait. Yan, kaya phishing din kasi yung email na yun, yun yung bait. Tapos, yung target, sila yung fish. Kapag kumagat yung client dun sa bait or sa email, phishing. Parang pag kinain ng isda, yung pain, mahuhuli, ganoon. Parang pag yung target nagsagot dun sa bait or dun sa email, nag-reply sa email, mahuhuli niya yung mga information about them, about dun sa target, mga basic information, personal information. Ayun ang phishing attack. So guys, ito yung kaninang sinabi ko sa inyo na medyo may background noise, yan yung nagsisimula lang umulan. Yan yung mga external factors na pwede nating ma-encounter sa webinars natin or sa virtual meeting, yan, ganyan. Yan yung mga inano ko na parang nakita ko na kanina na baka umulan din, ganon. Kaya I apologize for that again. Kasi malaking yung epekto ng mga background noise para baka kasi ma-distract ang mga audience, mga participants natin, ma-distract, gano'n kasi, o kaya, ang boses ko, hindi na clear, gano'n, hindi nyo na maintindihan yung mga pinagsasabi ko, yan, kaya I apologize early for that, but I will try my best to deliver the message or the lesson as clear as I can, para masulit talaga yung pag-attend sa webinar natin. So, let's continue our discussion. Next is whale fishing. Whale fishing is a fishing attack which targets the big fish of a company or an organization. The big fishes are the employees which holds the higher authorities than others like managers and administrators. Yan. Consider din ang boss and CEOs as big fishes. These big fishes holds classified information or information that can be accessed by limited number of people. Pwede dyan yung mga trade secrets, yan. Kung yung salary, kung paano yung salary ng isa't isa, yan. Mga classified information yan. Yan yung mga tinatarget ng mga attacker kapag whale fishing ang attack na gagawin nila. Spear phishing. This is another type of phishing attack where the attacker targets a specific someone. The attacker researches and gathers information about them and send a message that the target will see it as personally relevant. Yan yung sinasabi ko na, yan yung unari ako, naging target ako ng spear phishing. Yung attacker, magagather siya ng information about sa akin. Halimbawa, example lang na meron akong lolo na nasa ospital na kailangan ng pera, ganon, na alam nilang na talagang kaklose ko yung lolo ko na yun, na talagang tutulungan ko yun pag naghingi ng tulong sa akin. Yan yung mga ginagather nila na information, example yun. So yung example din ng message na pwede nilang isend sa akin is to seek help para magpadala ako ng pera. Kunwari, from lolo, Jem, kailangan ko ng pera pang bayad sa hospital bills ko. Yan. Kasi alam nila na makikita ko yung message na yon na personally relevant. Kasi alam ko na lolo ko nasa hospital, yung kailangan niya na pambayad ng hospital bills. Alam ko, pag ako naka-receive ng ganun, parang ma-feel ko na legit. Ganun, talagang makikita ko yung message as legit kasi I see it as personally relevant. Password attacks. These attacks refers to someone figuring out your password to gain access to your account. This account can be bank accounts, social media accounts. Attackers can do it in several ways. Sometimes, people uses pieces of papers and write their passwords on it, stick it to their computers or workstations to avoid forgetting their passwords. The attackers can get those pieces of paper with your passwords on it and use it to gain access to your account. Some attackers do it by using brute force. What I mean by the word brute force is that they guess your password with the information that they can get from you. Even the slightest information can be useful to them, like your hobby or your favorite color or what your pet name is or what is the name of your pet. They can use that to guess what your password is. Malware attack. Malware is the general term for malicious software. Malware infects a computer or device and changes how it functions, destroys data, and even spy in the computer or network as it passes through. A malware can transfer from one device to another or remain in one place. So, ang example ng malware is virus. Yan ang pinaka-common example niyan. Ang virus, change niya kung paano nagpa-function ng isang device. O halimbawa, cellphone natin. Pag na-virusan ng cellphone natin na nagpa-function naman properly, ang pwedeng maging epekto ng virus dyan is yung nagka-crash yung mga apps na binubuksan natin. Sumunod naman sa destroys data, ang pwede nating example dyan is yung mga flash drive. Pag na-virusan ng flash drive natin, sinubukan natin buksan, makikita natin minsan na corrupted naman ang mga files or hindi ma-open. Minsan, nadidelete naman. Ganun ang function ng malware. And alam naman natin na may mga virus na pwedeng malipat sa isang device to another. Halimbawang nagsaksak ka ng flash drive sa isang computer na may malware at na-infect nalagyan yung flash drive mo, tapos sinaksak mo na naman siya sa isang computer or device na okay naman, possible na magkaroon ng malware yung device na sinaksakan mo. Kasi may capability yung malware na mag-transfer from one place to another or one device to another. Now, let me give you some examples of cyberterrorism. Isa na dyan yung disruption of major websites to create public inconvenience. Yan yung kapag nagda-down yung website na laging ginagamit ng mga tao, talagang inconvenient yun kasi lagi nilang ginagamit, tapos biglang hindi nila magagamit ng isang araw or kung ilang days yung pagtagal ng cyber attack na ginawa dun sa website na yun para lang ma-disable yun or for the meantime na hindi magamit, yun nga, talagang inconvenient yun. Isa na rin dyan yung pag-hack ng mga cyber terrorists sa mga telecommunication or sa mga cell sites para ma-distort yung signal or ma-modify nila yung signal para mawalan ng communication yung isang lugar. Parang magiging out of reach yun kasi wala silang signal na marireceive or walang signal na makakalabas galing sa kanila. Ayun na rin yung isa nun. Pangatlo naman is yung disruption of critical infrastructure sa mga cities, lalo sa mga big cities na may halimbawang water treatment plant, ganon, oil refinery, pipelines, ganon, sa mga power source nila, sa mga power plants nila. Once na ma-subject yan sa cyberterrorism, talaga napakalaki ng magiging epekto niyan doon sa city na ina-attack ng mga cyber-terrorist. Isipin mo na lang, water treatment. Wala silang may inom na malinis na tubig kapag wala yung water treatment plant na yun. Walang iikot na drinkable water. Or sa power source, sa electricity, kapag naputulan sila due to cyber-terrorism, talagang blackout yung isang city. Wala silang mapagkukuha ng kuryente. Isa pang example ng cyberterrorism is pag-i-spy sa national intelligence. Ang national intelligence, napaka-classified yan. Yung mga nasa national government lang ang nakakaalam ng mga information about dyan. Kapag nakuha yan ng cyberterrorist, nakakuha sila ng information dyan, halimbawa sa troops ng isang bansa, sa mga sa army, mga ano na lang, sa army na lang ang example natin. Sa mga operation nila or tsaka sa mga PN, sa mga national, sa police natin. Kapag nakuha ng cyber terrorist yung mga information na about sa mga operation ng kapulisan natin and sa military natin, talaga napakalaking disadvantage nun para sa kanila at pwede yun makapag-cause ng death and injuries ng mga tauhan natin, ng mga kapulisan natin, mga sundalo natin. Yung mga examples na yun is general examples of cyber terrorism. Yun yung mga nangyayari na sa iba't ibang lugar. Pero yung mga specific na examples is meron naman tayo ma-share niyan. Katulad nung September 2020 sa Germany, meron dong may sakit na babae na naka-schedule siya for critical care. May i-schedule na siya ng critical care. Kaso, na-disable yung system kaya hindi siya nakapag-undergo dun sa critical care na kailangan niya pang lumipat sa isang ospital na 30 kilometers ata yung 30 kilometers away yung ospital. And namatay yung babae, hindi na siya umabot sa kabilang ospital. So, dinisable yan ng attacker, ng cyber terrorist, yung system ng hospital, ransomware. Kailangan mo na lang magbayad ng mga tao bago mag-enable ulit yung system ng hospital para mag-function properly. Yun. Yun? Example din yun ng lethal cyber terrorism kasi may death na involved, may namatay na involved. Namatay yung babae na dapat makaka-receive. Yun, parang namatay yung babae at dapat makaka-receive ng critical care. Meron pa yung last 2019 and 2020, yung Department of Justice chinarge yung Huawei telecommunication company na of wire and bank fraud, yon, and conspiracy to steal trade secrets, yon. Nagpaplano kasi yung napatunayan ng DOJ na nagpaplano yung Huawei ng magnakaw ng trade secrets. Meron din yung sa bank and wire fraud pero hindi ko masyadong na-research yon kung ano yung wire and bank fraud na ginawa ng Huawei. Reasons why there is cyber terrorism. Bakit nga ba may cyber terrorism? What is the reason behind cyber attacks? Yung tanong, what is the reason behind cyber attacks? So, una-una niyan, cyber attacks happens because the criminals or cyber terrorists wants business financial details. Siyempre, una-una yan, yung mga company or mga businesses na malaki na yung kinikita, yan yung mga tinatarget ng mga cyber terrorists or cyber mga attackers, yan. Siyempre, yung una nilang una nilang goal, yung sa pera, kailangan nila ng pera, kaya nila ginagawa yung cyber attacks na yan, yan. Pati customer financial details, yan. Sa mga pagkakakitaan ng una nilang reason, kaya may cyber attacks. Yan. Bakit nangyayari ang cyber attacks at cyber terrorism? Kung ang isang cyber terrorist group ay kailangan ng funds, talagang business and customer financial details ang kailangan nilang kunin, kailangan nilang unang atakihin at ay yung una nilang kailangang mag-gather. Sunod naman is sensitive personal information or sensitive personal data ng isang tao para malaman niya kung sino ba yung tao niya o kung mapapakinabangan niya ba yung tao niya or yung identity nun. Kapag inuman niya yung personal data ng isang tao, identity theft na yun, form na yun ng cyber attack, and marami na siyang magagawa dun sa information na yun, like ma-access niya yung mga accounts nung way na yun para ma-access niya mga accounts ng tao na nakuhanan niya ng information sa mga ibang bukod magagamitan ng mga personal data natin, mga IDs, saan pwede maka-access ng mga IDs nung tao na yun kung meron man, kasi personal data din yun, yung ID niyan. Reason din kung bakit nagkakaroon ng cyber attacks is kailangan ng mga cyber terrorist ng customer or staff emails or login credentials. Makikita naman natin yan sa sa mga movies, nakikita yan na para makapasok sila sa isang facility, kailangan nilang kumuha ng mga information sa mga staff na yun, like IDs, mga biometrics, yan, kailangan nila yan para maka-access sila sa mga rooms or mga facility na mahigpit ang security. Yan, kailangan nila yan. Ganyan lang, yan, isa rin yan sa reason kung bakit may cyber attacks. Pwede rin yung client list. Kailangan nila ng list ng client ng isang lugar, ng isang company or ng isang establishment. Halimbawa, sa isang hotel, kailangan nila ng list ng clients nun para makilala nila kung sino yung target nila, kung anong room nag-i-stay. Yan, kaya nagkaroon ng cyber attacks dahil sa mga ganyan. Yung iba naman is, ang goal is IT infrastructure. Sino ba pag cyber terrorist ka, malamang magta-target ka ng IT infrastructure kasi sa IT infrastructure kasama na dyan ng mga hardware, software, data storage, operating system, networks, yan. Talagang parang lalakas yung yung mga cyber terrorists, lalaki yung sakop nila. Halimbawang yung IT infrastructure na yun is malaki na yung network. Kapag napasok yun or na-attack yun ng cyber terrorist group or ng cyber terrorist, talagang marami silang information and data na makukuha dahil sa laki na rin ng network ng IT infrastructure na yun. Meron din yung IT services, yan. Halimbawa na dyan yung ability to accept online payment, isa rin yan sa mga goal ng cyber terrorist. Yung syempre, yun nga ang sinabi ko sa inyo, unang-una is yung mga financial sa finance, pera. Kaya kailangan ng IT services na, example nun, yung nakakapag-accept nga ng online payment, ganon, is makakatulong sa kanila para makapag-gather, makapag-fetch ng pera sa mga transaction na mangyayari sa mga gagamit sa IT service na yun na online payment. Mafe-fetch nila yung pera na dadaan dun. Yan yung ilang reasons kung bakit nangyayari ang cyber attacks. That's why cyber terrorism or cyber attacks happen. Yan yung mga common reasons. Finance, mga information ng clients, ng staff, login credentials, emails, IT services, IT infrastructure, pagpapalaki ng nasasakupan nila, ng network nila. Yun yung mga common reasons. Effects on society of cyberterrorism. People who are exposed and experience cyberterrorism firsthand experience stress, anxiety, insecurity, preference for security over liberty, re-evaluation of confidence in public institutions, heightened perspective of risk, and support forceful government policies. They became wary of how they use the internet. They think before they click. They become, I should say, internet wise. They use the internet wise. But us, who didn't, we are not exposed to cyberterrorism, or we did not experience it firsthand, we should learn from them. We should be wary of how we use the internet too. We don't just click ads that pops up or download applications or games that seems entertaining and engaging. Don't fill up forms in the internet, for it may be subject to identity theft or phishing. Don't be swayed by advertisements which says free gifts, you've won $100, 100 peso, or something like that. we should become internet wise too. We should use the internet wise too, like them. Like they should serve as lesson to us who did not experience it. We should learn from the people who experience cyber terrorism firsthand. How to protect yourself? So how can we protect ourselves from cyber attacks and cyber terrorists? Number one is to protect your files and devices. Secure your files. You can always choose one or two ways on how to back up your files. Your choices includes external hard drives, flash drives, backup services, and in the cloud. And encrypt your devices. Your devices probably has important personal data. These devices includes it can be your computer, your laptop, your tablet, your smartphone. Consider encrypting them. Encryption scrambles readable text, so only someone or only you who has the decryption key can read and access it. Try to use multi-factor identification. Multi-factor identification is also called two-factor authentication. It can be used on any accounts that has login that needs login credentials. This is an extra security step, which is where two-factor authentication sends a code after you entered your password. The code will represent the second factor to complete the login process. Protect your wireless networks. Secure your routers. Your routers comes with a default password, so cyber criminals, cyber attackers probably know what it is, meaning your network would be at risk. So I suggest changing your password into something that a cyber criminal or a cyber attacker unlikely to guess what it is. Something much stronger than the default password. If you think that default password is strong enough, it can be searched in the internet. What is the default password of this type of router, like that. So I suggest giving a try to think of a strong password. Some tips on how to make a strong password is get a sentence that you cannot forget, like a sentence from a novel that you love, and yung mga magandang gawing password. Use strong encryption. Your router probably offers WPA2 encryption, and if some of your routers have WPA3 encryption, that's good. Both encryption offers good forms of security. Encryption protects your information that is sent over the network, so that any outsider cannot read it. Practice smart cybersecurity habits. These smart cybersecurity habits includes the use of strong passwords. Your password should be strong and unique. It should contain at least 12 characters with a mixture of letters, can be either upper and lower case, numbers, and unique symbols. So you should avoid using your password or the same password in more than one account. Your accounts should have different strong and unique passwords. What else? Staying up to date or staying updated, staying current on the news and developments of cyber threats. It's a good idea to keep up with cyber threats because they continue to evolve or they are always developing. So being updated on the news and development of cyber threats or cyber attacks can be a great way to help you prepare how to react to new cyber threats. What to do if you have been attacked? First is to confirm the breach and find out whether your information was compromised. It is important, and it is necessary to act quickly. If you are in an organization, quickly contact the organization and listen to the details that they will give you. Um, Confirm if your information was involved in the security incident. Number two is to find out what type of data was stolen or affected. Identifying the type of data that is stolen or affected will serve as a guide to what will you do next. For instance, you can monitor your accounts for unauthorized login or unauthorized activity, changing of passwords, or you can place a credit freeze in your accounts if your account is transferring money to account, or it is processing transactions like that. The third one is to accept the breach organization's offers to help. Sometimes breach organizations often offer help. They may offer credit freezing services or identity theft protection. Just consider whether the services they offer or the help they offer is right for you. Number four is change and strengthen your login credentials and passwords. Like I said before, more complex and more unique is more strong or stronger password. I'll remind you again, or I'll repeat it again. Strong passwords contains at least 12 characters with combination of letters, numbers, and special symbols. And avoid using the same password on one or more than one account. Avoid using the same password on more than one account. Your accounts should have different strong passwords. Lastly, the fifth one is to contact the right people and take additional action. It is a good idea to contact first the breach organization to seek help for your recovery. But it is always better to have helping hands to fasten the process. You can always contact other people who you think that can help you or give you a helping hand to recover your stolen and affected files. You can contact other organizations too. Where is cyberterrorism headed? I think we need to accept the fact that cyber attacks and cyberterrorism will grow in popularity in the future. Cyber attacks and cyberterrorism will be common because of its comparatively low costs, ease of launching these attacks, as well as the ever-increasing number of competent individuals in the computer industry. With that said, I believe that we need to expand the user education, awareness training programs, and the collaboration between the IT industry, the government, and the general public. The parties involved will be knowledgeable enough to safeguard their infrastructure and operations. They will be in a better position to defend themselves against cyber attacks or cyber terrorism more effectively.